faithfully sharing value and interpreting great books worldwide. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, we're exploring the book, The Seven Principles for Understanding the Future, subtitled How to See the Invisible and Do the Impossible. This book teaches us how to foresee the future, seize opportunities, and gain an edge in upcoming competitions. A few years back, there was this popular saying, when the wind blows, even a pig can fly. But in reality, very few people actually manage to soar. What if I told you there's someone who predicted the future hundreds of times without a single miss? Want to know his exclusive secrets? Well, this person is the main author, Daniel Burrus. Back in 1983, when most folks didn't even know what a computer was, he confidently predicted every classroom would have one. In 1993, he told 10,000 bookstore owners that a successful online bookstore was inevitable. A year later, Amazon was born. In 2006, he forecasted that the US would face credit defaults and real estate depreciation. 2 years later, the biggest subprime mortgage crisis in history hit. As a futurist, Daniel Burrus is also the behind-the-scenes trendsetter for Fortune 500 giants like Google, Microsoft, and Toshiba. Oh, and there's another author, John David Mann, who's a best-selling writer. Daniel distilled his future predicting logic into 7 principles and co-authored this book with John. Their powerhouse partnership made this book top Amazon US's bestseller list right after launch. Stephen Covey, the famous author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, praised it, saying, anyone can gain unique skills and boost their professional edge from this. The authors kick off with this idea. What truly sets people apart isn't current ability, but the power of foresight. Competence helps you nail things now, but foresight ensures today's actions have huge future impact. Luckily, foresight is like driving, reading, or browsing the web. It's learnable for everyone. Today, we're covering the 7 principles for understanding the future, which are solid paths to building foresight. They are: start with certainty, anticipate opportunities, transform, step outside the problem, go against the grain, redefine and reinvent, and take control of the future. To make it easier to understand, I'll explain these 7 principles in 3 parts. The first part includes the first 3 principles, mainly helping you shift perspectives, upgrade your thinking, and see future trends that others miss. The second part includes principles 4, 5, and 6, teaching you how to seize future trends with a focus on effective action strategies. The third part is the last principle, take control of the future. It mainly discusses how to view the future and build a consistent, positive mindset. Let's start by looking at the first part, how to see future trends that others can't see. This part includes start with certainty, anticipate opportunities, and transform. Among these 3 principles, we'll begin with the first one, start with certainty. Many people think the future is unpredictable. No one knows if housing prices will rise or stock markets will fall. Even Rick Wagoner, the chairman of General Motors, once said that no matter how much data you gather, the future is impossible to predict. But is that really true? The answer is no. Although the future seems unpredictable, there are patterns to change that can be traced. Our starting point for understanding the future is precisely from these certain patterns of change. Generally, there are 2 types of change patterns: cyclical change, which repeats in cycles, like confidently predicting summer after spring. The other is linear change, moving in one direction, like human age increasing yearly or technology always advancing. But merely knowing change patterns isn't enough to accurately grasp the future. So the authors innovatively introduce 2 core concepts: hard trends, certainties that will happen, and soft trends, speculations or variables. Both linear and cyclical changes can create hard trends. For example, in 10 years, you'll be 10 years older. This is a linear change and a hard trend. But over the next decade, You might not get richer, though. Effort can increase your chances. That's a soft trend. Another example, stock market fluctuations are cyclical changes, hard trends, but the peak after a rebound is unknown. The timing and size of stock market ups and downs are soft trends. The authors assert finding hard trends lets you predict the future, finding soft trends lets you change it. Oh, you might not fully grasp it when said directly. Let's look to history for clarity. Looking back from today, after 2111 ended, masses of U.S. soldiers returned home, quickly causing the famous baby boom. From 1946 to 1964, 18 years, the U.S. had a staggering 78 million births. After all those babies were born, hospitals were clearly insufficient. Worse yet, years later, kindergartens weren't enough, then middle schools, and eventually even universities fell short. In this case, it's obvious people could have predicted the baby boom and resulting shortages. It was a chain reaction from millions of military families reuniting. This was a hard trend, yet sadly no one recognized it. Now, if someone had spotted this hard trend back then, wouldn't opening schools or hospitals have been profitable? Chances are it would have outperformed other industries. But actual profitability depended on management skills. That's a soft trend. So, when predicting the future, we must carefully distinguish these trends, prioritizing hard trends like the baby boom. Since they're 100% certain, we start with certainty before considering soft trends. So, where exactly do we find hard trends? Hard trends come from many sources, but the authors highlight two major future shapers. First, demographic shifts, like we just discussed. For example, as aging populations grow, demand surges for senior healthcare, travel, and financial products. Or consider regions with net population outflows versus cities with rising migration. These changes directly impact local real estate. The other major hard trend shaping the future, technological advancement. This connects to our second principle, anticipate opportunities. Simply put, anticipating opportunities means spotting tech shifts before others, getting a head start. Back in the 1980s, the author identified key tech hard trends, dematerialization and virtualization. He also highlighted trends like product intelligence, networking, interactivity, globalization, and convergence. For instance, more people download ebooks instead of buying physical copies. That's dematerialization. Similarly, using big data and AI today, it can virtually create an ideal partner for everyone. That's virtualization and interactivity. Also in the 80s, gas stations and convenience stores merged. In the 90s, coffee shops and bookstores gradually merged too. People in the past never imagined a tiny phone could do hundreds of things. That's convergence. With these predictions, the authors made a successful career from one specialty. Over 30 years, he started 5 companies, all profitable in their first year. Hearing this, you might be wondering, sure, his past predictions came true, but who says these hard trends aren't outdated now? Don't worry. Even in the AI, nanotech, and quantum computing era, tech still follows these trends. Why? The author explains 3 powerful forces constantly driving technology, propelling rapid development, computing power, bandwidth, and storage capacity. Computing power, it doubles every 18 months. Bandwidth grows vertically, storage capacity doubles yearly. What does this mean? If tech progress were driving, these 3 forces are the digital accelerators. They make the tech train speed up relentlessly, disrupting countless industries. This leads to our third principle. Transformation differs from change. Change adjusts degrees. Transformation does fundamentally different things, not tweaks, but disruptions. For example, traditional healthcare treats illness after it occurs. Many discover serious illnesses too late, facing huge medical bills. But now, tech like genetic tests and cancer detecting capsules can predict high risk diseases early. Driven by the 3 digital accelerators, we'll store more patient samples, compare cases globally, and process data faster. This will lower detection costs yearly and accelerate healthcare integration. Eventually, these won't be luxuries. Healthcare will transform to prevention dash first, then treatment. Many might think their industry isn't tech related. Transformation too grand a concept? But the author emphasizes transformation isn't just technological, it's a mindset shift. We need this foresight. What you do tomorrow may be completely different from today. Take healthcare. A doctor's main work now might be prescribing and surgery. In the future, it could become genetic testing and disease prevention. Whatever your field, if you dare use disruptive imagination and creativity to grasp the future, congrats, you'll become the next trendsetter. But beyond these principles, the author offers a practical strategy tool: future benchmarking. Unlike traditional benchmarking, it skips current standards, using hard trends to target future leaders. Specifically, imagine industry leaders or role models, what they'll become in 3, 5, even 10 years, not what they're doing now. For example, many entrepreneurs aim to be the next Pony Ma and build another Tencent. But that's flawed. Success isn't copyable, and most startups won't surpass Tencent. Instead, use future benchmarking. What will Tencent do in coming years? For instance, we use WeChat for text or voice now with tech's hard trends. Could it evolve into VR social networking? Starting at the next trend's forefront lets you overtake competitors and lead future markets, not chase current leaders. That concludes part one. Start with certainty, anticipate opportunities, transform. Now, how do we seize unseen trends? Art 2 explores how to grasp future trends. This involves three principles: step outside the problem, go against the grain, and redefine and reinvent. So, unlike the first part's cognitive upgrade principles, these three offer actionable strategies. The first principle for grasping the future is stepping outside your immediate problem. The author often has clients do this exercise. Close your eyes and ask, what's my biggest work challenge right now? Remember that problem, then skip it completely. Why does he suggest this? Most people throw time or energy at problems. Those with foresight skip them, because your first identified problem is rarely the core issue. Look at the 19th century. People then worried about the future too. By 1865, after decades of UK industrialization, their fear was coal production peaking, causing inevitable industrial collapse. Today, we know that worry was unnecessary. Oil and natural gas emerged, making steam-powered vehicles obsolete. Against the author's point, foresight-driven opportunities dwarf progress from solving existing problems. Had they foreseen new fuels, that panic wouldn't have happened. The more unknowns we face with no reference points, the more surface problems trap us. Then you must peel problems like an onion, layer by layer, skipping each. Ask repeatedly, what's the core problem beneath? Eventually you'll find the real issue. Take Eli Lilly's case. Their antidepressant Prozac's patent was expiring. It drove 1/3 of profits. Without a new blockbuster drug before expiration, stock prices would crash. But new drug R&D stalled. A molecular issue persisted in final stages. Solving it pre-expiration required hiring thousands more researchers, but funds and time were gone. Later, Eli Lilly realized the staffing shortage was superficial. The core issue was that unresolved molecular challenge. So they skipped the staffing dilemma, created a medical forum, and posted their molecular problem online in dozens of languages. They offered a bounty for global pharmaceutical talents to solve it. Finally, they developed the new drug before the old patent expired. So, when you spot a future trend but feel stuck, ask, is my immediate obstacle really the core problem? The second principle for seizing the future: go against the grain, seeking overlooked areas by moving opposite to others. Warren Buffett famously uses this strategy. His maxim, viet fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful, earned him billions. We need the same mindset for mastering the future. Take a book example. A public school faced such type funding it considered cutting educational budgets. When everyone was stuck, the author proposed, what if we plan to increase revenue instead? Innovative solution. Following this, they used shared processing tech, combining idle nighttime computers into a super processor rented to a pharma company. The school earned hundreds of thousands in revenue. While public schools typically rely on funding, this one created extra income through foresight. Many big companies have won through reverse thinking strategies. For example, around 1997, when everyone rented videos at stores, Netflix avoided conventional rentals. They abandoned pay per rental for flat monthly fees, granting unlimited streaming access. Netflix ultimately became the world's largest subscription video platform. To go against the grain, list competitors' actions and question each. How can I approach from the opposite direction to seize opportunities? Constantly ask, what's the mainstream thinking in your industry? Only by reverse thinking, seeking opportunities, and taking untrodden paths can you win. The third principle for grasping the future, redefine and reinvent. The author makes a key point. Use decommoditization to find core competitiveness. What's decommodization? It means forgetting a product's basic attributes. If you observe closely, beloved brands aren't selling products, they're selling experiences. For example, mention Starbucks, you think cozy cafe, not coffee. If you still ask customers what they want, you'll miss huge future opportunities. You should anticipate problems customers will face. Then, when issues arise, you've already got solutions ready. Like an AC company executive who complained to the author, an AC is just an AC, can't redefine it. But the author said future demands for living environments will be higher, he advised. Forget ACs, become an environmental enhancement expert. Or if ACs didn't just cool but also reduce noise. Totally feasible, sound travels via waves. With sensors detecting external noise, ACs could emit counterwaves to cancel it. Or take the author's realtor friend closing 9-figure deals. How'd he do it? His secret? Redefining and reinventing. While others focused on houses, he saw clients' pain. Searching, selling, moving. So he redefined his role, making this process easier for clients. He became America's first realtor with client web pages. There, he posted photos of every room and view from each window. On vacation, he saw UK black cabs, face-to-face seating. Bought one, hired a driver for client meetings. Efficient and novel. After closing the deal, he also offers free moving services, helping clients' kids enroll in school, and so on. His success comes from decommoditizing real estate brokerage entirely, defining his core strength as helping people transition smoothly to new lives as future technology and all industries will continue to evolve. To stay ahead, you and your company need a strong awareness to redefine and reinvent. Everything can become a commodity, and any product or service can be decommoditized. That concludes the entire second part. We focused on the three principles: step outside the problem, go against the grain, and redefine and reinvent, which can help us create the future. Next, let's look at the last principle: take control of the future, which is the third part I'll cover. We can break down taking control of the future into understanding what the future looks like and how to take control. The author believes the future world features abundant resources and information overload. Indeed, some old technologies and things will be phased out, but more often, old and new will coexist or integrate. For example, the author once transformed the nearly obsolete pager into a pager for nurses and patients' families in intensive care units. This innovation greatly improved nurses' efficiency. Not only can old things be revitalized, but new tools and technologies that promote sharing of materials and ideas will also emerge endlessly in the future. However, every coin has two sides. Abundant resources and technology also bring information overload, so we'll transition from the information age to the value age. For instance, there are tens of thousands of flight options online from Beijing to Shanghai. Now, some travel agencies can filter and integrate this information based on your schedule and budget. They help you choose the right flight. But with more travel agencies, you still get overwhelmed with choices. At this point, we need a travel expert specifically to help us filter, plan, and manage complex travel itineraries. This provides not just simple information, but intelligent consulting services. In the future, time will become increasingly valuable. Sharing knowledge and wisdom to help others save time creates more value. After understanding the characteristics of the new future, how do we take control? One crucial point is to clarify your own future vision. A vision isn't just goals, ambitions, or wishes, it's a commitment to the future, a mindset and belief that endures. The author believes those with future visions hold a powerful strategic tool. Even Jack Ma said Alibaba's success stemmed from its clear early vision. Make it easy to do business anywhere. He suggests scheduling dedicated time to envision the future. He calls this method the Tomorrow Lab. It's simple. Weekly, silence devices for 1 hour to ponder. Tomorrow, next week, next year. What challenges might arise? This hour builds your Tomorrow Lab. Once your vision clarifies, use the earlier principles to strengthen foresight and drive change. That's how we master the future. So that covers the 7 principles for understanding the future. We finished interpreting this book. Let's conclude by understanding the 7 principles. Start with certainty, anticipate opportunities, and transform. Help predict the future rationally. Regardless of industry, surviving tech upheavals requires seizing certainty preemptively while preparing for reinvention. The next 3, step outside problems, go against the grain, redefine and reinvent, are action strategies for grasping the future. We can skip obstacles or break bottlenecks through reverse thinking and redefinition. The 7th principle, take control of the future, teaches setting visions by understanding future dynamics to truly win. That concludes our interpretation. Reading notes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.